Did you know that Australia is home to 22,700,000 people, but it's also home to 200 million rabbits? That's 10 times more than the human population. These rabbits have caused so much devastation in Australia that the government has officially declared them a destructive creature. While Australia considers rabbits a harmful pest and has failed in every attempt to get rid of them, China, on the other hand, has imported over 4 million rabbits in the last 30 years. Not to eat them, but to conduct a unique experiment in the Kubuqi Desert. And the result of that experiment left the entire world stunned and bewildered. Welcome back to the videos of ZemTV. Viewers, when a desert swallows up fertile land and converts it into more desert, that process is called desertification. And the biggest victim of this is China, specifically its Kubuqi Desert. There was a time when the Kubuqi Desert was expanding at a rate of 500,000 acres annually. Meaning every year, the desert was swallowing up nearly 500,000 acres of fertile land. At the time, China made every possible effort to try and reduce this rate of desertification. During the 1950s and 1960s, multiple projects were launched. Sand control stations were built, trees were planted in the desert, but this sea of sand was out of control. Then one day, a local entrepreneur named Wang changed everything. Wang invested his money in a strange and peculiar idea. He began laying out dry shrubs in square shapes across hundreds of acres of desert, and in between them he started planting willow trees. A willow is a type of tree that can survive even without water because its roots can search for water as deep as 300 feet into the desert. Its wood is used to make paper and furniture, but that's only if the tree can actually survive in the desert. In the Kubuqi Desert, strong winds blow the sand around, causing any trapped moisture to evaporate. And the shrubs were planted around the willow saplings to protect them from these very winds. At first, everyone laughed at Wang, saying, "Look at this madman planting trees in the desert." But no one knew what his true intentions were. For the next 3 years, everything went well. But then a new problem emerged. The willow trees now required special care. To sell them to the paper and furniture industries, it was essential to immediately prune the new branches. This would allow the main trunk of the tree to grow thicker. But who would do this work in the desert? This was not only very difficult, but also expensive. And this is where the story takes a new turn. This was the point where rabbits made their entrance. Specifically, Rex rabbits became a part of this story. The Rex rabbit is a special breed whose fur is just like that of an otter. It's very soft, expensive, and is used to make luxury clothing. But why were the rabbits brought here in the first place? Because a small habit of theirs completely changed the ecosystem of the Kubuqi Desert. Rex rabbits love to eat the new shoots that grow from the willow trees. As they ate the new, thin shoots, the main trunk of the tree grew even thicker, which the paper industry would then buy at high prices. Meaning, the rabbits not only got to eat, but they also provided raw material for the paper industry. On one hand, the environment, and on the other, the economy, it became a win-win situation. But this was only the beginning of the story. As you learned earlier, the roots of the willow tree can go as deep as 300 feet into the ground. These roots went into the sand and began to increase its structural stability. And the benefit of this was that during strong winds, the sand no longer blew away, and the moisture trapped within it did not evaporate. Meanwhile, the rabbits began to show their real magic. The waste from Rex rabbits, their droppings, began to be used as fertilizer. In China's zero-waste system, this also became a valuable product. Secondly, this breed of Rex rabbits produces the most offspring. A single female gives birth to 50 bunnies a year, meaning their reproduction rate is also quite high. As these rabbits multiplied, so did their manure, and the land became more and more fertile. Before long, the sand turned into fields where organic vegetables were now being grown. Another important quality of Rex rabbits also played a key role in this miracle. Another quality of theirs was that they could digest grass, but not the grass seeds. Because of this, the seeds would pass through their droppings intact, and after some time, the grass also began to multiply. This means the rabbits not only maintained the willow trees but also grew grass, and eventually their fur was also sold at high prices. This process became a self-sustaining cycle. The rabbits literally started to make the desert green. After the success of this experiment, Wang didn't stop there. He rented 100 bulldozers and started leveling the desert dunes. He filled the pits, leveled the ground, and started planting willow trees there as well. During this time, local people were encouraged to raise Rex rabbits. With the help of the Chinese government, he brought in millions of Rex rabbits and distributed them among the local people. Every home now became a small farm. This project continued for 10 years and the entire area was transformed. There was a time when there was nothing here but sand. Now it is a lush green area. The total area of the Kubuqi Desert is spread over 18,600 square kilometers, of which, according to a UN report, 33% or 6,250 square kilometers, the kilometer has become greener. This is the result of more than 30 years of hard work. Due to these changes, the Kubuqi Desert is now an ecology instead of a sea of death. The kilometer is now green thanks to over 30 years of hard work. This change has turned the Kubuqi Desert into an ecological marvel, no longer the sea of death. Not only has the environment changed, but so have people's lives. The Chinese government invested 3 billion yuan, about $400 million, to build new villages and give people a new life in the desert. The average annual income of a farmer has reached $9,600, meaning that people who were previously fleeing the desert have now become rich here. According to one estimate, the lives of 10,000 people have changed in 2017. When media reporters came here, they saw that the environment here has improved 10 times more than before. Trees, plants, grass, animals, and humans are all moving in a rhythm. But one question must be coming to everyone's mind here. If rabbits can restore the desert, then why are they dangerous in Australia? Actually, there were no rabbits in Australia before 1859. Then a Britisher just brought them here. 70 years later, their population had grown so much that they were out of control. In Australia, rabbits live in natural habitats, while in China, they are kept in controlled environments and only used for everyone's benefit. Only 24 rabbits were left so their population could increase, and then the British came to hunt them. This is why rabbits are suffering in Australia. Then the story of the Kubuqi Desert did not end there. It is also home to the world's largest solar power image, called the Junma Solar Power Plant. Spread over 6,000 acres, this plant is made up of 5 million solar panels. The Kubuqi Desert is home to the Junma Solar Power Plant, the world's largest solar panel image. Covering 6,000 acres with 5 million panels, it forms a running horse shape seen from space and holds a Guinness World Record. It had generated 3 billion kilowatts of energy, which saved China 760,000 tons of coal and produced 1,800,000 tons less carbon dioxide. But if you think that this power plant only generates electricity, you are completely wrong. This plant also fights desertification. Sunlight does not fall under the panels, so evaporation is reduced, due to which grass is grown here, and the grass is... Rex rabbits are also kept here specifically for mowing purposes. The rabbits eat the grass, and with their droppings they also help to seed new grass. Rex rabbits are also kept here for cutting. Rabbits eat grass and sow new grass seeds with their dung. This reduces desertification and produces free energy. Rabbit fur is sold at high prices. The panels have decreased strong wind speed by up to 50%, so less sand is displaced and new land is gradually created. It's becoming fertile on its own. Today, if you go to the Kubuqi Desert, there are sheep, goats, ducks, and rabbits living together. There is grass under the panels and willows around. No one could have imagined that the Sea of Death would ever be the Sea of Life. The Kubuqi Desert, once barren, now has sheep, goats, ducks, and rabbits living among grass and willows. This change began with using rabbits wisely, leading to what researchers call the eco-economic revolution. According to a record, 50% of the world's area is desert and 40% of the area is fighting desertification. Today, Europe and America are also trying to learn from this eco-economic revolution of China. The message of the Kubuqi Desert is clear: if man and nature work together, even the sea of death can be turned into a garden of life. I hope you will like and share this video of Zim TV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next wonderful video.